Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hatton with One Nation Under Whiskey podcast. I am joined today on the 15th anniversary of Single Cask Nation with Jason Neal, Patrick Harris, Johnston Yellen, and Jessica Rabbit Guillermo Lomas. Happy bananiversary, you guys.
I figured in the background of this episode there's streamers and fireworks and crowds, and I figured all that would be taken care of in post.
It is, yeah. There's going to be so much. I put a Metallica concert in the background.
There you go. That sounds like every tasting I've ever done.
That's usually how I walk into a tasting.
Right?
But I demand it.
With your
I
headband
won't turn
on.
up for anything less. Yeah. Oh, I should have put that on. Damn. I was trying to find a party hat to put on before we press go. But
Is that a thing you would have around your house?
Yeah, I might do.
Under the grand piano?
Under the grand piano, yeah. In the layer underneath. That's the kind of thing I like to keep.
Wait, is there a...
There's a hat stand actually just off shot. You just can't see it.
Hat stand only for party hats. That's remarkable.
What else would you use it for, you crazy man? You could put your sad hats on a hat stand.
I only have sad hats.
In a box. That was one of my uncle's party pieces for your wedding. Those were one of two wedding gifts he would buy, which I think dates this beautifully. One was a toast rack, and the other was a hat stand.
Wow.
A toast rack and a hat stand for wedding gifts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Because in the olden days when people used to have that, right? In the olden days when people would have, I guess, what you'd call a wedding registry or a wedding list.
Yeah. I think they do that even these days, not even just the old days, Jess.
Yeah, but I feel like now people put fun stuff on it. Like my friends, when they got married, they put Nerf guns on it. Because they already lived together and they had sufficient toasters, air fryers, those kinds of things. So they just used the wedding list as an excuse to put things they would never buy themselves on it.
Were children getting married?
Just graduated students. But I mean, like if you live together and you have all the IKEA crockery you could ever want, then why not ask for a Nerf gun? And they only did it because people kept saying, "Where's your wedding list?" And they were like, "Well, we don't really need anything." And people were like, "Well, what do you want us to buy you?"
Yeah, must buy something.
You know, speaking of wedding list, speaking of the Single Cask Nation anniversary, we must say happy anniversary to Jason Johnston Yellen and Tamara Johnston Yellen. Happy anniversary, you two.
Thank you. Thank you. 24 years married today. So, yeah, 15 for the company, 24 for my bride. Yep, I say it a lot, but I'm starting to think I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Look at this guy. You should be wearing 2 party hats. Never mind one party hat. You should be wearing 2.
One on each side. So imagine this. Instead of being with my wife for brunch, I literally turned her down because I had to come to this recording celebrating our 15th anniversary. So,
wow. Don't make it sound like you didn't want to hang out with us.
You make choices in this life.
That's what she said. You make choices, Jason. You make choices.
Yeah, you make choices. Just understand there are consequences.
Okay, so this is going to be the fastest 35 minutes of Jason's life.
Yeah, right.
He's already 1 foot out the door. Look at him. He's thinking about the brunch options.
Yeah. The last extra was an hour. The next One Nation Under Whiskey is 35 minutes. Yeah. It's a fair swap.
So to be fair, lady and gent, this is not an extra. This is a proper full-length episode.
Oh, no, we know.
Oh, you know. Okay. All right.
That was a joke.
Okay. Oh, that was a joke.
We know.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that we're all on the level.
I didn't want there to be a dramatic bursting in serving of divorce papers. I was trying to save this guy.
I just love the fact you're the one clarifying when extras can be 60 minutes. Like I didn't think numbers meant anything, and now you're being pretty strict about numbers meaning something.
No one knows what time is.
Well, I didn't know if you told Tamara, I was like, this is going to be an extra. It's only going to be 35 minutes. And then she knows, okay, this could be 60 minutes. It could be.
Correct. She's like, is Joshua part of it? And I'm like, yes. She's like, okay, see you in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. She's not sat in the car with the engine running. She's,
No. I will not be getting text. Joshua still going? Yes.
Yeah. The engine's running with the hose going into the window. She's like, this is it. I'm done.
If I see the hose coming in one of my office windows, I'm going to know I'm in trouble.
Just above your head, yeah.
That's when it starts to turn a corner. So, all right. So what's the plan then? What's the plan for this episode that's not an extra?
Well, I think the first thing that we need to do is charge our glasses with some whiskey.
Oh, that's a bit early for these proceedings.
We can't celebrate 15 years without some whiskey in glasses. Now, you guys know this, but I need to tell our listeners and our viewers, I'm in proper moving mode still. And so I'm going to show the viewers here just how much in moving mode I am to explain why I don't have like a proper old school single Cask Nation bottle. Here's my office right now.
It's a bit sad, isn't it? For the listeners, it is now empty shelves and bare walls. It is, where bottles and bass guitars used to be.
I would have expected you to replace the bottles from those shelves with cats.
All right, turn it back. Yeah. I want to see the photo again. That's too depressing.
Yeah. I know it's way
really
too
miserable.
So what I did, I had packed, proper old school. I think about our first release where we had the Aaron, the Kilhoman, and the Ben Riach. And if I had my way, I would have poured the Aaron, right? Because that would have been, that's our first cask, right? That should be what is in my glass, at least to my mind. So instead, I've poured our newer Glen Spey 13-year-old first fill bourbon.
There you go. In the bourbon. That's good. Good.
Yep.
A little bit of the new. Well, I will step up to the plate then with a bit of the old. So I have reached for the Lafroig 5-year-old that was bottled September of 2016. So later than the Lafroig 6-year-old that was in our second round of 3 casks.
Right.
So yeah, this was. But what I like about this Lafroig is this Lafroig was distilled May of 2011. So it is a birthday month whiskey for us. I also had this under the table at Fog City Social, so viewers can see that there's maybe the last 25% in that maybe. This was at the shoulders when I took this out at Fog City to pour for people, and it was a lot of fun to share, to reminisce. This is refill bourbon hogshead and yielded 312 bottles, which in 2016, having 312 bottles, selling through them. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's what's in my glass. Jess?
In homage to Joshua Hatton's incomplete list, I have several bottles under the screen here, but I think as I am just recently back from Spirit of Speyside, the one that I will start myself with is let's see if my lovely filter with my beautiful house in the background wants to work. I've got a little Black Spoke Bridge 12, which I took a short film of myself at Black Spoke Bridge.
We love that.
To share.
That's great to see.
I didn't consider that Black Spoke Bridge is obviously an old, as I tell everyone at our tastings, is an old railway station. Jess, which is defunct and is now somebody's house. And I didn't consider the practicalities of being a famous hashtag influencer outside of Blacksburg Bridge. The signage is still there. The lovely sign that I sent you underneath. Here's a little behind the scenes, since it's just me, you, and all of our listeners. Behind the scenes, so there's a walkway now in Speyside. Or a runway if you're Ollie Chilton, because he runs it. And they have the lovely old station sign is still up. So that's what I filmed myself underneath talking rubbish whilst Chris did a great job of filming me. What you can't see is that entire bit is nettles. So the reason why I'm not really moving while I'm talking is because I didn't want the footage of me talking about this whiskey to end up with me screaming as I then had to be rushed somewhere for emergency treatment.
Having been whiskey up and down your legs.
Yeah, either nettles or having some sort of meltdown whilst the people who live in the house came out to be like, what's wrong with this woman? Why is she being filmed whilst talking with a bottle of whiskey? So, if you ever get to see the very professional talking to camera piece that I did, you will you'll understand the small amount of fear in my eyes, which is the nettles. So, this Blacksburg Bridge is what I thought would be a nice thing to pour off the back of that. Because obviously I don't have any of the very early bottlings, although I did get to drink them in the Bon Accord, so it's not that I have, and I got to drink them in Jason's office. So it's not that I haven't tried them. I'm sort of 85% sure this isn't a Mandela effect, that we did drink the Kilhoman when we saw it in the pub.
Yes.
I'm sure I didn't make that up.
No, you definitely had it back in the day. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. So Kilhoman 4-year-old will rear its head later in today's conversation as well.
Just lining that up for us. I don't have my glasses on today to do that.
Put a pin in that, as we used to say back in the day.
Yeah.
Can I give you the little truncated note from my little
please do.
Wow.
Because just as I'm nosing, and I haven't done a little gentle sip yet, but just on the nose alone, I'm enjoying it so much. Oily and coastal, with a discernible mineraliness. The lemon meringue pie and coal dust notes on the nose gave way to a salty and syrupy experience in the mouth. And just that oily coastal mineral on the nose is so pleasing. So pleasing.
I've really enjoyed listening to you two talking to Sam Filmus and him in a beautifully complimentary way, sounding unsure if you were selling strange whiskey tasting notes or jam. I like the idea of you two being jam salesmen from your tasting notes. Could have been whiskey, could have been jam. We could have been having a 15th anniversary of our conserves and preserves.
No doubt about it.
Jammy bastards. Yeah, jammy dodgers.
Pulling this off for 15 years, there's a certain jamminess to it. So.
15 years. So I had a question for the both of you. Across these 15 years, and I realize I'm putting you on the spot because I didn't put this in front of you previously to let you think about this. Mm-hmm. Across these 15 years, is there one moment that comes to the fore that you're most proud of?
So I had this question for the three of us from Anna Hinz.
Hey!
So
okay.
Anna Hinz asked this exact same question of us.
Okay.
For listeners, Anna, formerly of Westland, has a new job, will be announced soon. Today is her start date. So exciting to have a male living crossover with Anna as well. So okay, so we've got Joshua's question aligning with Anna's question in the room here. Jess, I will continue to let you go first.
So
As he cheekily sneaks some time for himself.
I'm going to buy myself 30 seconds by suggesting that Anna's new job is being personal assistant to David Attenborough. Not that I want him to go anywhere, thank you. He just turned 100. I feel like he should take it easy a bit. But Anna's pictures when she's out running are incredible. I feel like she should do some sort of mashup with him. Because not that you would ever catch me running through the Pacific Northwest or often on her exciting trail runs. But I feel like I vicariously am running them with her, usually while sitting down. So that's nice.
That's awesome. She will run for whiskey on Instagram?
She is indeed.
Yeah, she is.
I feel that
she has amazing plant knowledge too. She's always taking pictures of plants. I would just be like, "That's a cool looking thing," and she's like, "This is a blah blah fern or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is good.
Very interesting plant life, yeah.
Top question.
I hope those words were coming out of your mouth while you were thinking, because that was a very good stalling technique.
Flawless,
now I'm
right?
curious to see where you're landing.
Without thinking too hard and creating some sort of incomplete list, I think in my travels of the world, getting to see our bottles in weird places, well, not weird, but I mean far, far away places to me has always tickled me. So the first time that I really got a kick out of it was when we were in a Binny's store being shown around. Not sure, we were let loose, I think is a better phrase. I wanted to see what Binny's looked like. I was let loose in a Binny's. And I happened to walk up and down the aisles past our bottles. And there was a man who literally had no idea who the hell I was, who had one of our bottles in his hand. And I couldn't refrain from being like, it's really good, you should take that. And he just looked at me like, who the fuck are you? And then I explained and pointed I was wearing my coat. So I pointed at my coat, be like, so that was pretty cool. And then I had a same kind of thrill when I was in Japan last year. And I can hear Chris. Shut up, Chris. When I was in Japan, walking into a liquor store, being
Does it sound like fwa fwa fwa?
And you said, "How'd you go to Japan? Where have you been, Japan?" Shut up. Going into some of the really famous liquor stores in Tokyo and seeing single Cask Nation products that are casks that I have had a hand in picking, making it out of our little island and our warehouse and making it all the way to the other side of the world, and walking somewhere like Hasegawa's Liquors or, these very famous Tokyo stores and seeing single Cask Nation up there with people that I really admire's bottles is really cool to me. And never will cease being cool. I think that stuff that goes from being in our warehouse or when the three of us are sat with samples or writing tasting notes or flavometers, which I've got a bunch to do this afternoon, the idea that lives beyond the four walls of my beautiful mansion with my grand piano. You're welcome. The idea that lives outside of Scotland and lives outside of the UK and lives in a country where I have very little ability to communicate of my own accord without technology just blows my mind. So I think that should be long enough for Jason to have come up with a much better academic answer. I have some other ones, but that's the first thing that comes to mind is having a real pride in seeing what we have achieved, the three of us, in the real world is pretty cool to me. Well,
and I, you both know that I like, rules and straight lines and straight edges. And so a bit like our end of year episodes where we're like, look, there's been 5 bottlings we've loved, 12 bottlings we've loved. Name one, right? Name one. That's what I like about this type of memory question is like, no, I know there's hundreds. Name one. And so for me, mine's the other end of your spectrum, Jess, which is yours is the release of the bottles and seeing them in those foreign climes. For me, it's when we were first being taken seriously by distillers. And we went to Glenglassa and there were Glenglassa samples on a table for us to sample and select from. We went to Glendronach and there was a lineup of samples at Glendronach. Once we started collaborating with Westland and Catoctin Creek in America, right? People who were taking us seriously and we were establishing, back to your original with the bottle of Arran, Joshua, right? Arran saying we want to be the first distillery you bottle. Like that being taken seriously early on. And as we progressed and people started reaching out to us and, hey, we love Single Cask Nation. We love your selections. Would you consider bottling one of our casks? That was always this is being taken seriously. This is a thing. And so, that, again, with feet to the fire to pick one thing, which is insane. That's the one thing that comes to mind for me is being taken seriously and being supported and all the people that were valued along the way and all the people that valued us along the way. So that makes me very happy.
Yeah. you're right. Picking just one is not easy because there are so many. But the one that comes to mind off the bat is one I think about quite often, and that is the Great Isla Swim. And it's, putting together a tour group of, 7, 8 people, whatever the number was, and raising the funds through them to help get the swimmers over and their film crew over so that they could swim around the island, raising money for the RNLI Isla, first ever circumnavigational swim around Isla, collecting whiskey from all these distilleries, and coming out with this bottling. Like it was a one of a kind thing. And I remember early on, before the swimmers even arrived, most of the distilleries said, no, I don't think these guys should be swimming. I don't know if we should even be a part of this. And then as the swimmers came, as the days went on, the distilleries were more and more interested. The people living on the island, Ilex, were more and more behind the swimmers. Like, it became a thing. And the fact that we were part of that, the fact that we were able to make that happen, I think it was a pretty special thing. And, granted, this was just before your time with Single Cask Nation, but your time with the group was a huge highlight. Being with you on by the American Monument and having that tasting with you and Chris, I think was easily one of the best parts of the trip. Like, it was just awesome.
You're tearing me up. Chris and I talk about this. Chris and I talk about this often. That remains one of the best tastings we have ever done. Not just because the liquid, we tried really hard to really twist with you, and we did. But when you came to us and were like, you should do a tasting, and it's going to be outside on the and we looked at each other and thought, an outdoor tasting on Isla. If it's not raining, I'm going to be throwing myself off the cliff because of the midges. And we obviously had all met up in the Bon Accord before you set off. And I remember that it's still the only time, actually, I have gone to Isla not through Kennacraig. And for whatever reason, we couldn't go from Kennacraig, so we had to drive up to Oban and take the ferry. And I remember we didn't tell the rest of the guys that were on it. Obviously, you two knew, but we didn't tell the rest of the guys that we were coming to Isla, and we just lined up in the ferry queue. And I remember, and it was probably Michael, was like, oh my God, spotting us in the queue and just having such a fun ferry ride, even though it's like 7,000 times longer than going from Kennacraig. And just amazing. And we were really sad that we couldn't stay for longer to hang out with you. I think I was going to a wedding. I think that's why I was leaving. But the whole of that was just incredible. So, and it gives me a chuckle when I go to the distilleries on Isla, especially at Benahaven. They still have the Isla Swim bottle up in the visitor centre.
I'm glad to hear that. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day.
Yeah, so I will send you a photo, my traditional photo of it, assuming that they haven't rearranged the visitor centre, when I am on the island at the end of this month, a couple of weeks'
Wonderful.
time.
Oh, that would be wonderful to see. Yeah. Well, when were we on the island handing out the bottles? Must have been.
That was in. That's a good question, right? So the swim. Well, the swim was July of 17.
Indeed.
And the liquid spent 13 months in cask. So what would that be? August of 18. So I want to say it was probably February of 2019 that we were in
something like that
country. Yeah, somewhere around there, February of 2019.
Yeah. I was just showing somebody the other day. We've got the photo in the committee room at Ardbeg with Jackie and Mickey presenting them their Great Isla Swim bottle. And then I'm glad you bring up Benahaven. It was actually we met Sarah Ferguson in the visitor centre.
Yeah.
she was Sarah Ferguson, an easy name to remember, much better than the Sarah Ferguson hanging out in the Bunnahabhain Visitor Centre. And Sarah had said, I'll make sure this gets up on a shelf. This is an incredible bottling. Thank you so much for bringing it over. And so to hear that it is still there, fingers crossed, is wonderful. And that's why I started asking that question about, was that maybe, winter, spring of 2019? Here we are 7 years later. That's, again, the way the time flies. But yeah, those are 3 excellent memories. Gosh, so many memories from 15 years. So many.
Yeah. Yep. Indeed. Thanks to
Anna for thinking about it. As we're talking about Anna with a question, Amanda Beckwith at VDC also was wishing us many happy returns on our Single Cask Nation anniversary. And we were talking about, it's over my other shoulder way over there, but the VDC Cask 666, the big sherry bomb that landed very, very well from that distillery. And working with Amanda, collaborating with Amanda, interviewing Amanda, the times that we've done that has been always brilliant as well. So, another cracking person in the industry right there.
Yep, for sure. Let's rewind the clock a little bit and by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit, back to May 11, 2011. And here we are, we get incorporated and fast forward to our first year of bottling. We bottle 3 casks and then we bottle 6 casks. And then we fast forward just a touch and we have Whiskey Jubilee, right? Whiskey Fest New York moves their event to a Friday night, which became a bit problematic within that city. And we had a number of producers say, could you do an event for us? And here we are, independent bottlers, tasked to put together a festival in 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, your half was generous. I remember it was 4 weeks. It was a tight turnaround. And this was 2012. Right, we're talking about 11 being the incorporation. By that fall of 12, we'd had bottles come out to market, we'd built memberships, and now here we were adding a festival at the absolute drop of a hat. 4 weeks in New York City, in Manhattan.
Is that something you ever expected to be thrown onto our plate?
Not that soon. We talked about it a little bit, that maybe there's an event side to some of this, but slow and steady growth always marked how we did business.
That's true.
And so to have, how about now? And how about in 4 weeks? That was a fast forward button. So I think we would have got around to an event. There's no way we would have done it as soon as that. And sometimes that's the impetus that you need, right? Wow, this seems impossible. Can we do it? Let's see. Off we jolly well went.
Right.
4 weeks didn't give us a chance to overthink it.
No, that's a really good point. But what we had on our side was a number of brands in town, a number of people flying overseas, be it from Scotland or even Japan. I think specifically of Japan, Nika was launching in the U.S., and they were going to be launching at Whiskey Fest. They ended up launching at Whiskey Jubilee into the U.S. Yep. And, speaking of things to be very proud of,
Ronnie Cox poured Glen Rothes at the first Jubilee. I think that might be the last time I saw Ronnie Cox.
Red Sox Connie Rock. What's his title?
Not that.
Ronnie Red Sox. Ronnie Cox Red Sox. It's his Instagram or whatever. Anyway,
Rocks in the box.
Yeah, something like that.
30 tables at the first event.
Yep.
I'm guessing, did we do food? Did we partner with Ari that quickly?
We did because he had an event that he was doing, a much smaller event, and I think he was about to be mothballing it, and then we just decided, hey, we're going to be doing this event. Would you be interested in catering it? And so he put his event to the side to be the caterer for our event.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad he was in the room, from the very beginning.
Were you always in the same venue in Manhattan?
No. And so the first event was in a synagogue. So like the top floor of a synagogue. And then the next year was in yet another synagogue, but that was in the main floor. And then we also inhabited a basement floor, which almost seemed like a basketball court or something like that. It was a gymnasium. Was it a gymnasium?
Yeah. Ian McCallum.
And also David Stewart had stopped by from the Balvenie. Do you remember that?
Towards the end of the night, yeah. David Stewart, I felt like royalty had blessed our second event. David Stewart and an entourage just passing through the halls. It was like watching the Pope with the conclave passing through.
Can't believe though. What are the odds of there being two Ayrshire men at a whiskey event in Manhattan?
Right. Cheers to that.
But I'll never forget, he said, you guys really have something here. There's really something special here. And that was really nice to hear from David Stewart.
I think he's one of the nicest people in whiskey, if not earth, I've ever met. And so I say this every time, so unassuming. Just such a man with such a fascinating and long history with the company that you could talk to him forever. And yet he always has interested and educational questions to ask you, which I always kind of feel like I've met him a couple of times. When I've met him, I felt like, why are you wasting time asking me anything? I have so much that I want to ask you. And yet he's, very, polite and genuine. I think he's very genuine in his interactions. And I had asked him about a show he had once been at, which is very polar opposite of this man completely. And I asked him how he'd got on it, and he just went, well, it was interesting. And I was like, I can't imagine he's going to be asking William Grants to send him back there anytime soon. But just even then, it was something that I think he'd possibly not enjoyed so much, but was just very, but it was different. And I kind of imagine that he's the kind of guy that you could walk into a pub somewhere in Ayr and find him just with a newspaper quietly sipping away in a corner.
Or walk into the stands at Ayr United football ground and he's there cheering on his team. Like that's important for him as well. But very
cool that he was at the Jubilee. I didn't know that.
Really, honestly, it did feel like being blessed by royalty or the Pope. But then, to answer your question, Jess, it was the following year. So 2014, we moved into which floor? 10th floor?
The sixth floor of Studio 350.
So great. Looking over at Chelsea Yards. Just such a Chelsea clear Piers. View of that. Chelsea Piers?
Chelsea Piers.
Well, the train yard was still there. And so the train yard was still underneath us. Okay. But you could look across towards what was, Freedom Tower was up there. And I've said this on the podcast previously, but quoting Yoni, our cigar czar, you're about to have a cigar launch with Yoni. But Yoni had looked out the windows one of the years and he was like, I hope you guys have got a backup place because this is not going to be here much longer. And each year we went back, we saw the buildings get another block closer, another block closer, another block closer. And then we were told, this building is coming down. And that coincided with the mothballing of the Jubilee.
Mm-hmm. But the year that we opened New York, I think it was the year that we opened New York. It may have been 2015. It could be wrong. You know me with dates. But we then extended it to Chicago, which we had.
You're saying the year we opened New York. So the year we moved into
New
studio.
York within Studio 350. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the year after.
The year after.
Because I did New York in 2015, and then we came to the first Chicago.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was a riot to get to because I think Obama was moving around.
Correct.
And the whole city was like locked down. So it took us, at one point we thought we were going to walk to the venue because it would have been quicker.
Yep. We once had a Jubilee in New York coincided with Obama in town for that. Yeah. Not the Jubilee. He was in town for something else. And then Chicago coincided with Obama in town one of the times as well. So thanks, Obama. Never did make it. We got David Stewart over. We never did get Obama over to the Jubilee.
He just refused to come to the Jubilee. I don't know what it is.
So, and then, 15 was in one venue in Chicago. And then the next year we moved into a new venue, Artifact Events in Ravenswood.
So it was something salvage in year one, salvage something in year one in Chicago. And then in year two, for the final 3 years of Chicago, it was an Artifact Events.
Yeah, great spot.
Right, which was fantastic venue, which fit us perfectly, gave us the room that we needed, and was perfect for, this is one thing that we had found out from Chicagoans was transit, right? Is like people needed the train line, people needed just easy access to it, and it was right there. And then it was 2016 that we opened up Seattle. So we had Seattle for the 3 years, but that was all in the same venue, if I remember correctly.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though I wasn't there for the first New York, I did the first Chicago and the first Seattle. So I feel like I've got some Jubilee firsts to brag about. I've also got some stories that if people come and ask me very nicely, I'll tell you that I'm not willing to put in the podcast about certain people coming and asking other people questions, and I thought there was going to be violence. And then, of course, there's my famous kosher shortbread story that I can bore you senseless with. The second attempt at kosher shortbread was in Chicago. The second and final attempt at kosher shortbread was in Chicago.
So all of this is to say, we grew the Jubilee from a 4-week planned event with no festival bottling in October of 2012 to a 3-city multi-bottle event. Which was then mothballed in 2018 after we completed the 3-city round. We said, well, that's been good, hasn't it? That was a good time. Live to tell the tale. Need to rededicate ourselves to independent bottling.
Yeah. I mean, yep. Go ahead.
We haven't heard the end of it since.
Oh my God.
Every single one of those cities and the LA crew are always mentioning Jubilee. Always.
And you know what's great? I don't even pay them to say it. They just do it. I famously once met, and I can't remember where we were going, but I met Natalie and Liz. Actually, maybe it was just Natalie in Heathrow Airport at like 4 a.m. And after we did our hello, the next sentence out of her mouth was, wouldn't it be cool if we had the Jubilee back? 4 a.m. I was like, Josh and Jason will be cursing you from afar. So people come and ask me, and I didn't even run it.
Yep, pregnant pause.
Pregnant pause.
It was a good time. It was a good time in the company. The past, what year is it? 8 years of being hounded
Counts fingers.
to bring back the Jubilee has been something else. And so we said, you know what? Here we are, year 15 of Single Cask Nation. We should probably celebrate. We should probably throw a big, ginormous party.
For one night only.
For one night only. In celebration of Single Cask Nation's 15th anniversary, the Whiskey Jubilee returns. October 15th at Artifact Events, baby.
Insert fireworks, celebrations, confetti falling.
Right.
And screaming. Can you add that too?
Yeah. And screaming.
Mainly from Jason, but screaming with
comes.
Excitement.
The excitement comes because guess what? That's right, everybody. Jess will be there.
I could reinstate the edgy
And
jacket.
for the first time, we'll have the opportunity to be a showrunner. Yeah!
Oh yeah. Do you know that's my one wish, especially when I have looked back at the pictures, especially in New York, because we were on the rooftop, which I was very grateful for because there was air, which is a thing that you apparently don't have in Manhattan. But we were on the roof, so every year we got air and that was lovely. Is that I never really actually got a chance to walk the floor. So I'm very excited to not be behind a table. I'm going to get myself one of those Britney Spears mics and an earpiece.
Spoiler alert. Chris,
that's fine.
Chris, my friend, you're behind the table with me.
I will.
Jess is walking. Joshua is conducting interviews.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah, I'm just walking around looking lost. Eating. That's what I will mainly be doing. That's my second highlight of the Jubilees is the food. Not the kosher shortbread, obviously, but the rest of the actual real food for everybody else was so good. And that was my when we meet people that have been at previous shows, the food nearly all. I mean, like, obviously the conversations about the whiskeys and the cool stuff that I didn't see downstairs that I'm sad about, but the bit that everybody absolutely talks about is the food.
It's the food.
So I'm going to come hungry. I am ready to be fed. So you can find me probably at the old catering stand getting shooed away for being in the way there. That's where I'm going to be.
And I think an aspect of this is sending out top secret, like branded top secret emails to producers, vendors, exhibitors and saying, if we did a thing, would you join us at a thing? And
Wink.
for them to be writing back almost immediately to say, 100%, this is exciting. You know, we have missed the Jubilee. We've missed the audience at the Jubilee. Like, what have we done with Independent Spirits? We have talked about the quality of the attendees. We've talked about jumping straight into, oh, you like a Balmenic, try this one. Oh, you're in a Thrusk pervert. Boy, do we have you covered. That's the Jubilee crowd, right? The Jubilee crowd walks right in, ready to taste good whiskey and wants knowledgeable whiskey people behind the table. That's what we expect of exhibitors. That's what we've been promised for one night only, October 15. And one final part to cover for me on that is we hope the Seattle crowd will come in for this. We hope the New York crowd will come in for this. We hope that those people who have supported those Jubilees will come through, support this. And adding on to that, right, I hope the LA crowd will make the trip, right? The San Francisco and San Diego folk who were crying out for a Jubilee, hope they'll make the trip. The people who've now got in Texas, the people who've now got in Kansas, right? I hope they'll come north for this as well. The people who've got following us in Michigan and Indiana, like, come over to Chicago. Like, if you're in Florida, come on up for this. Like, this really want this to be a big celebratory event. And I will be emphasizing between now and then, one night only. The Jubilee is not back in your lives, except one night only. Come throw down. Come party. We should at this point include the moment we told Michael Nolan at the end of his extra episode. After we put him in the green room, we brought him back and we told him. And here's his response. Michael Nolan.
Yes.
We still have, the wax is still turning because we want you to be the first person in the world to know. The official first to know. We are, for our 15th anniversary birthday celebration, bringing the Jubilee to Chicago on October 15.
Fuck me! Yeah! No way! Yes?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Excited is something I can't tell you a word exists for. That is fantastic.
So there you go. The man who famously, when we were moving from New York to Chicago, said, "Tell me the date. Just tell me the date."
Tell me the date.
Well, we told him to his face this time around, October 15. That's the date, October 15. 6 p.m. start for that. More details to follow as we build upon this, but 6 p.m. start. 6
p.m. start. Then there will be some events around that we're working on. So, keep an eye on your emails. Keep an eye on the Single Cask Nation Facebook group if you're not already in that, if you're not already a Single Cask Nation member. That's where a lot of information goes. So make sure you are signed up to the email list, and we'll get the info. Yep.
And if anyone's thinking to themselves, I wonder if they'll bring back the festival bottle. Also watch this space. Also. There you go. And so that'll be in emails, that'll be in further episodes. And just what we've done before, ticket holders for the Jubilee get first dibs on Jubilee Festival bottles. So, really exciting working on that. So much we're working on behind the scenes. It feels like a relief to finally put this on wax and have the nation know this is coming back October 15 in Chicago.
Yeah.
Holy macaroni. So.
There have been so many people recently that I have wanted to be like...
So I mentioned on a previous episode, I was telling people at Fog City Social who were enjoying the Lafroig 5, and they were saying, but what about the Kilchoman 4? And I said to them, there will be an event this year where we open a fresh bottle of Kilchoman 4. That event will be the Jubilee in Chicago. And so that was my next pour on the recording is a little more Kilchoman 4-year-old. I keep bringing it out for celebratory events. And so to emphasize, a fresh, never opened Kilchoman 4 is being saved for October 15.
Bottled
Jason, you are
14 years ago, 15 years ago.
In your cupboard, saving a beautiful neck pour for somebody at the one night only Jubilee. How could you say no to that?
I'll invert the bottle before we do it.
There you go.
Careful now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Distilled November 2007, the year my eldest was born. Gosh. And then bottled July of 2012. So
There you go.
After we'd established, after we were selling memberships, and after we were trying to get our bottling, and as we discussed with Sam Filmus, our importation over the line. And this was poured at the first Jubilee, October 2012. So there's another little full circle moment. So cool. So cool to celebrate this with the nation. Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. So again, this is another bottle that I don't have to pour, but I poured something that is a future online release. Nice dark color. This is going to be part of our Independence Day releases. So nice special dark color there.
What a tease.
Jess has carte blanche to pull out anything at this point.
That I have on my desk. Okay, well, I obviously did too big a pour of the Black Smoke Bridge, or I'm sipping it too slowly. Maybe it's because I'm too excited about the Jubilee to be drinking quickly.
Guys, I have been wanting to bring back the Jubilee, perhaps just as much as everybody who's wanted to bring it back. It's just been so much damn work. It's so much work. It's 6 months of work for 3 hours. It's 6 months.
Guys, you did it in
hours.
4 weeks before. I don't know what's holding you up now.
A small, low-key event, not a large-scale 15th anniversary event.
Exactly.
So,
Is this because this has got like the whole ticker tape parade, elephants, confetti, jazz
the whole
band?
thing.
Okay, good. I'm excited.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus, the whole thing.
I'm actually going to send from the roof of the venue into it.
That's it.
I'm not
Lady
gonna walk
Gaga, the Super Bowl style.
I was going for like Mission Impossible, but yeah, sure. I'll wear one of her outfits. I'm sure she'll
When
love
Lady
me.
Gaga jumped off the stadium. Oh my gosh. Wasn't that the one they held in San Francisco? Wasn't Levi Stadium she jumped off of? That was wild.
Yeah.
What did you hold up to the camera there, Jess? What is now in your
I've got a
glass?
little sample which is living on my desk, which could be a future release. So Joshua was like, I've got a future release. I had to go find a thing that we've talked about frequently that I'd forgotten I have a sample of this on my desk.
Okay. Is it a revealable or are you going to be... Is this a sneaky peeky?
It's got some nice chunks in it. I'm just going to ignore your question.
Got some nice chunks in it.
got chunks.
That's a phrase you don't normally hear with like, in that tone. Ooh, it's got some nice chunks in it.
Yeah, we used to call them authenticity chunks. My former existence. It comes from Jason's favourite distillery.
Balmenach?
Oh, no. Okay, second favourite distillery.
Is this Kilhoman?
No, this is...
Oh, well, gosh, what's my... Lechig? What's my favourite distillery? Oh, fantastic, Jess.
Is
Ooh
it
la la.
what I think it is, Jess?
Is it a Jess project?
Could be. Could be something I've shared with Neil Patrick
Ooh
Harris.
la la.
I'd forgotten this was on my desk.
Oh, fantastic.
I keep filing it away to stop me drinking it, basically.
Oh, yeah.
We need to get that into bottle fast.
Yeah, my
Get it
unresolved
into my
project.
house. All right, before you
Orange
two give
Jubilee.
away too many secrets, I will bring us back to the label for the Kilhoman 4-year-old.
Yes, please do.
I also want to say to people, Kilhoman 4 has been taught about a long time. If you're new to the nation, if you're just learning about this, if you're new to the Jubilee, we would love to see you October 15. There are people who have joined us since 2018. I would say there are thousands of people who have joined us since 2018 and never experienced a Jubilee. Please come hang out with us. It'd be great to see you. It'd be great to hear some new names. Always means a lot. So from the label, a complex mixture of pine tar and spent shotgun shells, yet slightly floral. Viscous and briny, earthy yet sweet, with puffs of coal smoke and a long, oily finish. First fill bourbon barrel, 245 bottles at 58.4%. And as we've really taken to saying about this, took us 22 months to sell out those 245 bottles.
And that's because I couldn't get it from the UK. What are you going to do? There's a lovely invite right there for thousands of people to turn up at the Jubilee. What are you going to do when there's just one Kilhoman and thousands of people?
We're figuring this out. There's a chance the first 100 tickets sold will gain you access to the Kilhoman 4-year-old. But
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I don't know if I like that idea, so we haven't announced it officially. So you're hearing a production meeting live on air. I'm also 100% pulling other vintage bottles from my collection and taking those along to the Jubilee as well. So, we got to celebrate the new stuff, but there's going to be a nod. And I'm thinking maybe, hey, every hour we open a new vintage bottle, something like that,
Cool.
And just to be clear for our listeners and viewers, there will not be thousands of people. We're capping tickets at 450. We want this to remain as intimate as possible, as intimate as all previous Jubilees have been. So you have room to walk around. You have space. You've got the ability to stand at a table and ask questions and hear the answers. And, this has been a staple of the Jubilee. There's no models behind the tables, be they male or female. The people behind the table know what they're talking about. They're with the distillery, they're with the brand, or they're maybe with the distributor and happen to know the ins and outs. So come looking to learn. Come looking, to really dig in this is not the type of event where you need to get a bang for your buck. You can hang out, enjoy, and have a great time.
Yeah. We've never run a VIP hour. Everyone who's bought a Jubilee ticket has had access to all the same liquid. Now, as we've always said in previous years, liquid does run out, right? Bottles are finite. But we always release what is going to be in the room. So you can plan accordingly. You can decide where you want to stop first and second and third. So those are important steps of this as well. And I always remember Lynn Schatz coming up to the table, and I really look forward to seeing her October 15th. Yeah. She would always have her booklet in her hand. She would always have a pen, and she would always be working her way through. And she would always say to me, hold on. And I'd say, well, what do you want next? Well, hold on. And she would check her list, and she was like, do you still have? And her glasses were always down here. Do you have? And then she would ask, absolutely. There you go, Lynn. And I loved it. And then there's anything else for you? Nope, I'm off to my next table. Oh, tickety boo. You have a great night, Lynn. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by.
She's so great. I love her.
So I look forward to seeing Lynn on the 15th of October. Yeah, that'll be really terrific. Good lady. There you go. It's out now. We've said it.
I'll take it back now.
Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel great to finally just unload?
It does. Although, like we've said, we are recording this on our actual anniversary. This is May 11. This episode drops May 13. So as much as we've
I know.
We have freed ourselves of it on the recording. We still can't say it this afternoon or Tuesday. It's still going to have to go live. So I'm curious who hears the episode first and starts posting about it, right? Like, it's still going to just be hey, big announcement in today's episode. How does that wildfire start to catch? So also means we've got 2 days to put together the tickets page.
I think what everyone does is they send a PO or a check to the PO box, and then Joshua diligently prints out the tickets and posts them back to everyone.
Yep, that's it. Yep, just fax it over.
Handwritten, folded, trifold in an envelope. So, speaking of the nation and speaking about celebrating with the nation, I know you've got the next segment up your sleeve, Joshua.
I do, yeah. So we've asked in a previous episode if people wanted to just email us any well wishes for our 15 years or any remembrances. Yeah. And then I also posted in Facebook, just, hey, it's our 15th anniversary. If you wanted to drop in any comments, drop them in. And so we got some emails and we got some comments, and then we also got some other Facebook comments as well from previous days. So I'm going to bring those in.
Perfecto.
Our very first email actually came in from the one and only Mark Gillespie from Whiskey Cast podcast.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's very cool. Cheers, Mark. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's
really, really nice to have him email and to know that he listens to our little podcast here.
That's
right?
special. So, special.
So he says, congratulations on your 15th anniversary. I remember when you guys were just starting out organizing the whiskey festivals in New York.
Yes, he
does. and they said, and then in later cities or in other cities. He said, cheers, I knew you'd be a success. Here's to the next 15 years of SCN, Mark.
Look at that. Wow. From the Whiskey Podcast OG, that means a lot. Gosh, I remember, now that Mark's written in, I remember when he interviewed us as Single Cask Nation, and we did it like an over the phone Skype call. And at one point, he was like, I don't know which one of you two it is, but you need to stop crinkling the plastic bag.
I was crinkling.
was crinkling a plastic bag while Mark's interviewing us.
It's like your standard protocol while people are asking you questions. To just have a little plastic bag somewhere.
Well, it was, so here we are, we're being interviewed by Mark Gillespie, the Whiskey Cast, like it's the podcast. And here we are, we're new, fledgling company, and I'm nervous and I'm crinkling the plastic. And he says that, he says, okay, please stop. And I say, okay. And then I start crinkling again. He's like, Joshua. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
But it's so funny though how that absolutely connects with the memory that I shared from earlier in the episode, which was we were being taken seriously, right? Yeah. Whiskey Cast, Mark Gillespie was interviewing us about our fledgling company. Like, crap, it's happening again. Right? We're being taken seriously again. Yeah, I understand the nerves in that moment. It was hilarious, though, because he was so matter-of-fact, and it was like, oh, shit, this guy's done this before. We're just like, all right. Oh, no, cheers to Mark for writing in. That really means a lot. Cheers, man.
Yep. So then the next email that came in was from Pablo Goldbarge, who you may know him. Well, there's a lot of people who may know him from his own independent bottling company, which everybody may know that I can't pronounce it for shit. Catador Itinerante.
Sounds flawless.
Right. We had him on earlier this year talking about all the world whiskeys that he bottles.
When you say earlier this year,
we had him on previously. How's that?
I remember he was interviewed as part of our first Independent Spirits visit.
He was.
And he had us sign his book in person.
That's right. At the
event. Yeah. I think that was my first time meeting him. Lovely guy. Thanks for writing in.
So he says, from Catador Itinerante to Single Cask Nation, you've been an inspiration since the first day I met Josh back in 2016. You taught me age is just a number. Thanks to beauties like Lagavulin 8-year PX or the bad boy Lafroig 5, a toddler with more decision power than a CEO. I love that. You set the bar way up high for bottlers in the U.S., shared your knowledge and advice every time I needed it, and still a good influence 10 years later. Then meeting Jason in person at the Independent Spirits in Edinburgh, felt like I had known him alongside Josh all these years. Sweet, smart, passionate guy, just taller. Finally, good genes. For many more casts to come, Slunge and L'chaim, Pablo.
Brilliant. Yeah, cheers. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Those are very nice words.
Yeah, those are very nice words. And then there we go. I'm just going to refresh this page here. And then on our Facebook page, we've got Frederick Keeter comes in. He says, amazing what you can accomplish when you do what you love with good people. Here's to 15 more great years.
Yeah, from what? From 36 to 51 to 66. That's going to be, band down the hatches.
Paul Brent says, happy birthday.
Cheers.
Thanks, Paul. Yep.
Yeah, good lad as well. Yeah, been around a long time.
Good. Yeah, he's the one that does Chicagoan. So we'll see him hopefully at the Jubilee.
Hopefully.
And he's the one who does special Malort maturations.
Bring it to the Jubilee, Paul. Let's do this. Let's do this thing.
Dan Greisen writes, when Chicago I think guy? Of SCN, another Chicago guy, right? When I think of SCN, I think not only about the great whiskey I've been exposed to, distilleries I never have tried before, thanks to trusting the people putting them in front of me, but more so, I think of the amazing friendships I've formed through the nation. Far too many to list. I know I would forget a few, and my list would be ... incomplete.
Well done.
So many wonderful people who I am forever grateful and lucky to be able to call them friends. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely spot on. That is the nation.
Yeah. Stephen Ford, who I've been in contact with over email a number of times. He says, many happy returns. I shall find an appropriate SCN to celebrate with.
Yeah. Follow up. I wonder what it was.
Mark Stewart Cassidy, of course, you remember him from Whiskey Shop San Francisco, right? Yeah,
absolutely,
lovely guy. He picked one of my favorite ever Aaron single casks, a 17-year-old sherry cask for Whiskey Shop San Francisco. I still have like a heel of that bottle left.
Yeah, I remember talking about that way back in the day.
Yeah. Just a simple happy birthday to you. Mike Lawrence says, crazy, it's already been 15 years. And Debbie Samuels, she posted a picture, right? Another Chicago person. She posted a picture of part of her welcome pack from when she became a member. And it just says, when membership was a thing.
Yeah, gosh, Debbie, you see Debbie in person, you see Debbie on the Zoom calls, always had our single Cask Nation branded work shirt on with member number on it. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a number of those popping up in October. I know Foster's proud of his, Nolan's proud of his. And Matt Lurin wears his at Fish Eel. Like he wanders around with his on at the Fish. So
he does. He quite often is wearing a hoodie.
Yeah,
with
hoodie as well.
Just to remind me that I don't own one of those.
Change the subject, Joshua.
Yeah. Okay, I got a few more. There's names here that I need to be listing out. So Elliot Feinblum had posted his membership card, which was from June 1st. 2016, and Mark Oman, who's here in Connecticut, he then posted his. He said, "Oof, I was right behind you," and so he was also 10 years ago. and then you remember Mitch Ferlenza,
absolutely Connecticut guy, and a founding member, and along with the picture of his membership card, he just typed LFG, which we all know stands for Let's Fucking Go. Is that what LFG is?
Yeah.
Okay. LFG. That's the Roald Dahl book I never read.
Yeah, there's BFG and then LFG. Yeah, BFG, LFG. Let's fucking go. And then Josh Lewison had chimed in on there. Yeah. He's got his card too. He just can't find it. So, but
long-time New York Jubilee guy. He was a terrific supporter, and his parents.
And his parents. Yeah,
Mom and Papa Lewison in the house. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then Vadim, of course, chimed in. Vadim Pavlovsky.
Just saw him in San Francisco.
He came into the nation just after membership, so this must have been 2017 and beyond. So he said, "Oh man, I'm still waiting for my membership card." And I'm like, "Well, dude, you know, I mean, lucky for you, you didn't have to buy a membership. You just came in." But yeah, I guess having a membership card would have been nice for you. But here we are. And then our very own Tim Gullicksrud.
Chicago guy,
who's now he's in Rochester, Minnesota. There's
a Rochester, Minnesota. I'm sure there's Rochesters all over, but obviously my mind doesn't go to Minnesota when I hear Rochester.
Yeah. And he says a few years ago, while drinking whiskey with Dan Greisen and Leo Vaitsman, and we called the 1-800 number on the card just to see what would happen. We assumed the number was defunct and no longer affiliated with SCN. We were shocked when dear Elijah Amamamamaman answered.
Good shout out to Elijah. They are really good. Yep, Elijah's in the history as well.
Yeah. And Leo is now, he was in Antioch, Illinois. He's now a Massachusetts guy. So he lives a bit closer to me now.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I remember Leo from way back in the day as well. Leo's grandmother would only make my laka recipe at Hanukkah, and she thought it was fantastic, and that always meant the absolute world to me. That was a stamp of approval. Holy shit.
Yeah, right, there you go.
Yeah, I always remember that. Yeah, good lad Leo as well. Really enjoy him. Hopefully he comes to Chicago Jubilee. Hopefully we see him October 15th.
Oh, I sure hope so. Come on, Leo. We're counting on you.
Leo. Come back.
And then Leo just chimed in saying, like, damn, that was a delicious evening. And that's it. So those are the messages. Those are the comments that we've gotten in so far. I'm sure there's going to be many more pouring in and chiming in. So thanks to everybody.
Well, while we were recording away here, I texted our dear Foster, a long-time contributor, a long-time friend of mine, and I told him to clear his calendar for October 15. He and Martha are cancelling a trip to Spain to observe the eclipse to come to our Jubilee on October 15.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, he just texted me.
Who needs an eclipse when you have the Jubilee?
That's it. That's exactly it. So amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's going to be such a fun-filled party night. I'm so excited for it. And honestly, and you popped it up in the banner previously, I'm so excited you're going to be there, Jess. This is...
I am so excited.
Yeah, since bringing you in 2019, Single Cask Nation has been yours as much as it has been ours. And you wear Single Cask Nation on your sleeve day in and day out. So does Chris, to give him a little bit of due on this as well. You both bleed Single Cask Nation. It really means a lot to us. So thank you. Thank Chris. Thank you. So excited to have you both in Chicago, October 15 as well. That's going to be a good time. And then... Maybe I'm the one giving away the secrets now. You and I, Joshua, our wives are threatening to show up at the Jubilee as well. And my wife has no interest in whiskey or a whiskey event, but it's a big deal. She's heard about the Jubilee and never attended one. She is a proud Jewish lady. Gets to be at the Jubilee, and holy moly, she's going to be so burned out after an hour. We'll probably find her outside. She'll just Uber back to the hotel. Like, thanks for being brilliant. Well, congratulations. Peace out.
Yeah. Haida said she's planning on bringing her middle finger to the event. So this is great.
One of them, not both of them.
Yeah, imagine.
Maybe both. Yeah, she'll do some of this.
Packing a spare. Okay, I see.
This is. I'm so excited to see the excitement. I'm so excited to sell the tickets. I'm so excited to line up the exhibitors. I'm so excited to get the food confirmed. And I'm so excited to be announcing and then ultimately selling whatever bottles we're celebrating this event with. One night only, come in from all the cities of America and cities around the world.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So excited.
What a blast. What a real blast.
The only way to finish this episode is with LFG.
LFG. Let's fucking go.
Well, let me pop a little something in my glass so I can LFG in style.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, is that a UK tax stamp on the back? Oh.
All right. Okay.
I wonder.
I need to pour a third and final dram.
If you have something to hand, and then get your LFG banner ready in honor of Mitch Flynn.
I'll get something to hand.
Well, obviously, listeners to this podcast know that we don't all live in the same place. So I'm at lunch, well past lunchtime now. So I'm ready to LFG the entire evening. You two are just sliding on into lunch, and Jason especially is sliding on into his anniversary lunch. So,
Exactly.
that's a good look for you, sir. Well done.
I did get a text during the recording. How did the recording go? You'll note the past tense in that question. And I said, still going. We got a late start. And I haven't had a response since. So,
did you hear the car driving out of the driveway?
I am seeing a hose getting put in the crack in my window over here. So,
in honor of one of our earliest trips to try to get a Glendronach cask, and we ended up selecting a Ben Riach cask instead of Glendronach, I decided that I'm going to close out with our Glendronach 14.
So I feel like we need to clarify this. That's your Glendronach 14 for the US.
For the US, yeah. It's the PX cask, not the Paulo Cortado cask.
You're right. It's not this
first
one.
bottling since 2010, Jess. Yours was pre 2010. I don't know the numbers on that label, but
I think it was actually in 1994. So is yours a different AYS to mine?
June 2011.
So we've got 2 of my birthday casks. Cool.
But yours is a different distillate.
Yes.
Because yours is smoky, mine is not.
Okay. But if it's June, I wonder if yours is also a 29th.
We'll have to investigate. To the spreadsheets. Oh, all right. So
here we go. Before we do get out of here, you made me think of this with your halfway to 30, Joshua. I was realizing just over the weekend, 2026 is my 30th year on my whiskey journey. And so we started the company when I was in my 15th year of my journey, and now it's 15th year of the company. So, and the thing that blew your mind last week, we're celebrating our 15th anniversary on October 15. the coincidence of that number is so good, so good. All by design, all planned, clearly all the way down.
Perfect.
Super excited for it. So this fall will be 30 years on my whiskey journey, which again, I don't think I'm in my 20s, but so it goes.
Well, to 15 years, to celebrating 15 years in style with the Jubilee, which again returns Thursday, October 15th in Chicago at Artifact Events. Yes, Jess will be there. Yes, a bottle of Single Cask Nation Kilchoman 4-year-old will be opened at the Jubilee. But in celebration of all that, let's fucking go.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, cheers to Elijah as he was along the journey. Cheers to Seth as he was along the journey.
Indeed.
And cheers to many more folk along the journey. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, Jess. Cheers, Joshua.
To you too.
Cheers, Nation. LFG.
LFG. That's good whiskey. Guys, we bottle good whiskey.
Do we?
That's what I hear.
That's good to know. 15 years in, we should have got the hang of it.